Okay, cool. Now we're gonna have a look at the push loop. Now, for you guys that have tried any back loops, if you're throwing yourself around in a back loop, you may be coming down tail first, and it's kind of a push loop. Now, if you want to know the rotation of this one, basically, first of all, let's just talk about the ramp selection. Now, we've spoke about the forward with a more forward momentum jump. Now, the push loop we want to take off just like a back loop, really, that real vertical part of the wave where it's just going to throw you up. Now with a push loop, what we're doing is we're going up, we're rotating, then we're floating down. It's not like a back loop where we drop down. As we go up, we rotate at the top, and then we drop down. As you're going into it, you want to go into it like a back loop, so bear away a little bit and then carve up into the nice big face that you got in front of you. The bigger the better, definitely with a push loop. I know it sounds a little bit more crazy, but the higher you go, the more chance you got to rotate round. Now, the most common mistake with people with push loops is they try and throw it before the sails really, or the board's really left the wave. You want to really throw yourself up, and that real, like, really try to the peak of the jump before you rotate round. So you're going into it, as you compress in, as you throw, you go wolf, you go up, you throw that front leg, and there's that rocket air again. You're throwing yourself up. Now when you're ready to rotate, if you look over your shoulder, some people look at the top of the mast. I personally look over the shoulder, but it's whatever gets you to rotate round. At the same time, what we're doing is pulling in with that front arm. Now, if you're the eye of the wind and I take off and I go up, now from here I'm heading to wind. Now, if I pull in with that front arm and let my front arm sheet out, that then will pull me round. Now, what I do with the front arm is as I pull in, it pulls in and it goes across my body, and then I extend it out. So there's that small to tall again. So I'm going up, I'm small, like this, like a back loop, I'm ready to go, and I'm gonna pull in with my front arm and push. And the reason why it's called a push loop, here's the push. You push with the back hand. So as you're going up, you pull in with the front arm that starts a rotation. With your head, you're gonna look either at the top of the mast or over your shoulder, okay? And that's then you pull in with that front arm, you're gonna push and let the clue go through the eye of the wind, and that's what pulls you around. Then from here, with the front arm, I'm gonna bring it all the way across my body and extend it in front of me, and that's gonna slow the rotation. Okay, so where are we? So we're going around, we're going to initiate the rotation of that front arm, so we're going to pull in with our front arm, that's going to bring the clue round. Now from here, classic is people just keep that front arm extended in front, but what we need to do is push it out in front of us. So as we're coming around, we're just going to push the sail in front of us, and what will happen as we're coming in, we push the sail in front of us, the board will drop under our feet, and then we can land and sheet in the push loop. Now, a big thanks to the Push Loop Diaries from WindSurf TV, Ben Profit and The Voice for helping me get over the fear of push loops. Now, I recently just learned this move, and what really helps me is that to slow it all down is a typical thing as you drop out the sky. Now you're going to fall onto your kit, and that's why it's really good to then extend that sail and just push that sail away from you. And what helps me too, and a really good top tip from the boys, was bringing your hands slightly closer together. Now, on the back loop, we have it quite wide because we need to control that clue. Now with the push loop, having our hands a little bit closer together will give us that big throw up. And as we come round, instead of having our hand there and it pulling us forward, by having it there, we can really get the sail in front of us and bring the board under our bum. So try top tip with those hands a bit closer together. Now, of course, you know, Brazinho's been ripping on the PWA. We're gonna go and have Brazinho's top tips for his push loops, and maybe ask him how to tweak it a little bit, but over to Brazinho. It's always been, you have the tweak push loop and the normal push loop. People say it's a lot easier in the back loop. I've seen a lot of people go for back loops and just go rah like this and do like land just as push loop. I think that my first efforts years ago were kind of push loops. Top tip?
There's two ways of doing the push loops.
Yep.
The traditional one, you kind of want the same type of ramp that you go on a back loop, a very vertical ramp, and then you jump. You don't need to rush it right away, but when you feel like you got as high as you're gonna go, you just can look straight back like you want to look at the top of your mast, and your body follows kind of where you're looking at. So if you just look like that, your gear is gonna spin, and then you're gonna be on top of your sail. And when you are you're gonna feel like you're gonna be falling right on top of your sail, but it's fine. You just push on your backhand, and then the wind will hit from under you, and you will lift your sail back up. So you just push, and when you feel like your sail's up, then you can kind of sheet in again, so you don't land flat. So then you can actually land really nice and soft.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of the time people.
Yeah, that's
come
because
down
they
pretty
push
hard,
and they just kind of go flat. But if you push enough that you can lean back and sheet in a little bit, then you get soft with the tail landing. That's the one.
Nice.
One.
I'm going to pick your brain next year about the push loop forward, but I think that's the next level. But
Okay.
and the tweak push loop looks pretty sicker. Like,
Yeah.
they call it the tabletop push loop.
Yeah, the tweak push loop, it's a completely different technique.
Yeah.
For this, I feel like you also want a vertical ramp, but you might want to set up going a little bit more downwind than what you go for a normal push loop, and you also want to give it a little bit more time before you spin. But once you jump, you're not really going to look back like on a normal one. You're kind of going to wait, and then you're kind of going to throw your sail this way, almost like you're doing a goiter on the other tack, but not really. So you go straight up, and when you feel like you're as vertical as you're going to get, instead of going like this, you kind of push the sail that way, and just remember to leave your back foot stretched, so that way the board can get the tweak. And then once you're on top of your sail, you kind of gonna push on your backhand, but you almost like floating forward, and sometimes you can almost land plenty out of them because the motion of that move you kind of much more like flying forward a little bit.
I always kind of get to the tweak edge and then just stay there. I don't know how to get back round.
Yeah, to get back around, you just have to push on the backhand. When you're on top of the sail and you feel like you're gonna land on the sail, just remember that always if you push your backhand, the wind's gonna react from under you, and then your sail's gonna come back up.
So I think shove it's a pretty good move to learn for kind of end of a push loop, isn't
the
it?
end of a shove it is the same end as a tweak push loop or normal push loop.
So yeah, for people at home that maybe to shove it and then go on for the push loop if they're struggling with landing.
Yeah, and it's also not scary because even if your sail doesn't come back up, you always learn that you can just let go of your backhand and fall in front of the mast, the other side, and you're always going to be on the water.
And that's with a tweak, or both of them just with a tweak?
I mean, if you feel like you're not going to be enough, you can just always like go
bail
for
yeah, it's important how you do learn to wipe out in certain ways to save yourself. Hey, thanks a lot, dude.
Thank you.
Cheers, man.
Thanks.